Cloud gaming has been called the future of gaming, so for the last few weeks I've been putting 4 services to the test to see where we're at and whether cloud gaming could replace the PC or console. If you're new to cloud gaming, the idea is that you don't need a high-end computer or games console to play. You still control the action, but the games are run miles away in a data center and the footage is streamed to your phone or your TV, just like a movie would be. The benefits of this are that you never have to install a software update ever again. The games can be run on top of the range equipment for better graphics that you never need to upgrade, and you can play your games anywhere on your phone or a laptop, not just when you're at home. Before I get into some comparisons, here's a quick look at the services I've been testing because, as you'll see, they're all very different in scope. PlayStation Now has been around the longest and is a Netflix-style all-you-can-eat buffet of games. For $8.99 a month, you can stream more than 700 games to your PS4 or PS5 console or a Windows PC, which Sony says is the only way to access PlayStation-exclusive games without a PlayStation. Xbox Cloud Gaming is currently in beta. It's a new part of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, another all-you-can-eat buffet with hundreds of games for $10.99 a month. At the moment, if you play on an Xbox or Windows PC, you have to download the games as usual, but now you can stream more than 100 of them to an Android smartphone or tablet. Nvidia's GeForce Now is a very different proposition. There's no all-inclusive library of games. Instead, you can stream PC games you've already bought elsewhere on stores such as Steam and Epic Games. It's aimed at PC gamers who might not have the latest graphics card or want to play their PC games somewhere else, like on a phone or MacBook. You can stream games you already own for free, although you're limited to 1-hour sessions and have to queue at peak times. For $8.99 a month, subscribers get 6-hour sessions and improved graphics with ray tracing. More on that later. And then there's Stadia from Google. Out of all the services, this is the closest to mimicking a full console experience without the console. It has its own store where you can buy individual games for a one-off fee and then stream them to your phone, TV, laptop and more for free. For $8.99 a month, Pro subscribers can stream in ultra-high definition 4K and claim some free games every month. So as you can see, already we've got a huge range of different business models and a variety of supported devices and places to play. First things first, does this actually work? When you're gaming, any delay between pressing a button and seeing the action on screen is unacceptable. Surely putting your computer miles away in the cloud adds some latency. Well, yes it does, but honestly, not enough that I could perceive. Nvidia was the only company willing to put a figure on it for me. It said that sending your commands to the data center and a picture being sent back adds about 20 milliseconds of latency. That might be important for competitive pro gamers, but it's not really perceptible for casual play. Lots of other factors can add latency too. That's true whether your computer's at home or in the cloud. Everyone's experience will vary, but I never noticed any latency on any of the 4 services. You can see the action on the screen is reacting as soon as I move my finger on the touchpad. All of them have recommended minimum internet speeds to make sure everything runs smoothly, and I was testing them on a 50 megabits connection at home that could comfortably accommodate them. So let's look at some of those promised benefits of cloud gaming, and the first is top-of-the-range graphics without expensive equipment. At the moment, Stadia is the only one offering 4K to Pro subscribers, and it looks really crisp on my 4K TV. You do sometimes notice compression artifacts in the picture, like this blockiness. That wouldn't be there if the game was being rendered locally. Now that's the kind of thing you see sometimes when you're streaming movies, and to be honest, it didn't spoil my enjoyment of the game. GeForce Now offers up to 1080p high definition, which I thought looked great on my TV, while Xbox maxes out at 720p, though I didn't have a problem with that because they're focusing on phones at the moment. And I thought PlayStation Now looked fantastic on my computer. Even though I was sat closer to the monitor, the visuals looked really sharp. When I shot this, they were offering 720p, but they've now bumped some games up to 1080p. In the race for everything to go 4K, we can forget that there's more to graphics than just resolution, and honestly, I thought all 4 of these services looked great. All the services run at up to 60 frames per second if the game supports it, and they step down the resolution on the fly if your internet is congested to keep the action moving, just like a movie streaming service would do. On 1 or 2 occasions, the graphics did degrade quite considerably, or even stop, just like can happen when you're streaming movies. It very much depends on your internet. It was by no means my typical experience, but it's something I wouldn't have experienced if I was just gaming locally on a PC or console. GeForce Now subscribers also get ray tracing enabled on some games for more realistic lighting effects. Here's another game. Look at the reflections on the floor with ray tracing off and now on. Everything just shines a bit more. For comparison, here's the same area on Stadia without ray tracing, so you can see the difference. But honestly, I think both look great and deliver on the promise of high quality graphics without a top-of-the-range PC. Another promise of cloud gaming is that you can play anywhere, not just at home. And there are so many combinations of ways you can play on these services, I can't fit them all into one video. But 3 of the services support mobile play, so I tried it out on some phones. Xbox Cloud Gaming is only on Android at the moment, but it works really well. Some of the games have added touch controls, so you don't need a controller to play, although if you prefer one, there are loads of compatible Bluetooth controllers, including the PlayStation DualShock. GeForce Now works on both Android and iOS. This controller is the Razer Kishi, which clips onto the phone and makes it look like a long Nintendo Switch. On iOS, you have to play through the web browser, but honestly, it made no material difference to the experience. Stadia has an app on Android and works in the browser on iOS. Now, playing over 4G is where I had most of the issues with picture breakup and stuttering on all 3 services. Sometimes they wouldn't connect at all, and it's because my 4G connection speed was just too variable. Sometimes the connection was fine and it all worked well, other times the connection speed dropped and the games wouldn't load. Just like over Wi-Fi, when the services worked, they worked really well, but it really comes down to your connection. And one other thing to bear in mind is that a lot of the games are designed to be played on a big screen TV or monitor, so in some games, a few of the details are sometimes a little bit small. Obviously, the most important thing is the games. If you're already a PlayStation or Xbox gamer, their cloud services can offer a lot of value. There's a lot to play. And there are blockbuster games on all 4 services. Nvidia told me the most popular game on GeForce Now is actually Fortnite, which is one of the 80 games you can play for free without a subscription. Honestly, you'd have to dig around and see what catches your eye, and as is always the way, you probably won't find all your favourite games on just one service. If you're worried about your internet connection, all of them offer a free trial, apart from Microsoft, which charges £1 for your first month. Cloud gaming does raise the question of game ownership. With PS Now and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, the library is ever changing, so titles coming and going is just part of the deal, just like it is with movie streaming services. GeForce Now isn't selling you any games, you're just bringing over the games you've already bought elsewhere. But with Stadia, they're charging you access for specific games, sometimes for £40 or £50. So what happens if Google decides to close the service? People who like to keep and replay games may see that as a bit of a risk. So is this the future of gaming? Well, if PlayStation and Xbox lean into this a bit more, I can see a future where people hop between different services on a month-to-month basis, playing the games they like and then maybe cancelling their subscription, like some people do with movie streaming services, although I'm not sure that will be in Sony or Microsoft's interests. What Stadia has showed me is that putting a full console-style ecosystem into the cloud really can work, as long as your internet connection is good enough.